Good morning, guys. It's early in the morning. Got a little bit of a story time for you guys. I got a Nissan Qashqai behind me on a 2016 plate. Quite an interesting story. New customer was recommended to me. Now, what happened with this car was, first of all, let's get into the story and then I'll show you exactly what's going on. So, she's bought this car and obviously it's been overheating ever since the day she's bought it. And it's given her a headache. Every time she drives it for 5, 6, 7 miles, it's overheating. Apparently, it's had an engine rebuild, which it has, to be fair, I can see. It's had thermostats, it's had a thermostat replaced, it's had a water pump replaced, all of this stuff, still overheating. So she's brought it down to me, it's been to a few other garages, no one could find a problem on it. So, why am I here right now? Let me show you. But here is where the big mistake was. Whoever rebuilt this engine, they made quite a big mistake. Now, and this is why I always say, sometimes if you're following torque settings, make sure you follow torque settings correctly. And if you don't follow torque settings, which I know many experienced mechanics and mechanics that I learned off, forget about your college texts and all of this nonsense or whatever, it's all paperwork, that is. But it is important at the same time to have your qualifications if you want to get into a decent job in the automotive industry. But like I was saying, if you're following torque settings, make sure you follow it correctly. So whoever's rebuilt this engine, right, hasn't tightened their cylinder head down properly. And what happens when you don't tighten the cylinder head down properly? You lose pressure. And when you lose pressure, the coolant system doesn't know what to do. When it doesn't know what to do, it kicks off the fan on. As I was saying, it kicks off the fan in second speed, it overheats the engine, and it only overheats the engine when you're into a long drive. So obviously what we done yesterday is we did take off the rocker cover, we took the cams off, took the chain off, went to tighten the cylinder head, and it's not tight. So I said to the woman, here's what we're going to do. We're going to tighten down that cylinder head. I'm going to go and drive it early in the morning, which is why I'm here. I done 40 miles in the car this morning so far and no overheating. She was driving it for about 5, 6 miles and it overheats. So the job is done. I'm happy. She's happy. We don't need to replace the head gasket. It's perfectly fine. And yeah, so guys, moral of the story is, if you are rebuilding engines and you're finding these places on the internet or whatever the case is, make sure you do your due diligence on them, because you can end up in a situation like this and it'll cost you money.